Hi, nice to see you again in the context of developing the topic of pragmatic leadership further. So, we have seen in the previous sessions why we are learning this concept of pragmatic leadership and what relevance it has got in terms of our career development. So, in the last session, we discussed about what do you mean by personality, because the concept of personality has got a strong linkage with the capability of one to become a leader. So, there are several terms that we will discuss in this program, and we will see what is the detailed ingredients and elements of personality. For certain strange reasons, nature has been evolving, creating new kind of creations which are more competent and more sophisticated in terms of capability. If you look at the evolution, which Darwin was trying to propose, the theory of evolution, so we find that the evolution starts with the mineral kingdom before any living beings came into existence. So it started with the minerals, and then later on it became plants, grew, and then from the algae in the under the sea, and then later on it came into being in various type of plants. Then the evolution of animals came into existence, and then now we have a very complex human beings. So we don't know what is going to happen further, but it is said that the most evolved creation is the human being. So we have been bestowed with several kind of capabilities, just to understand in little more detail. So if you look at mineral, it has got certain intelligence which is not very evident, and then it is not very conscious of interacting with the rest of the world. But whereas a plant is showing signs of life in it and more expressed intelligence, and then the animals are moving around and they express their emotions, and their interaction with the rest of the world is showing that they seem to be at a higher level of consciousness. So human beings are very rare and exceptional in creation, basically with enormous amount of additional capabilities, which I would like to discuss going forward in some of the future sessions. But what is more important is there are certain faculties are bestowed or blessed to human beings. When I say faculty means like IQ, for example. Long time back during the world wars, they were trying to measure the capability of the person to understand things faster. Very strangely, we find there are 40 students in the class, the teacher teaching the same. We find different students observe the content differently, and they score different level of marks in the exams. So which shows that there is a significant difference in the ability of human beings to understand things. Somebody understands very quickly and somebody understands things very lately. So there are exceptional human beings. There are very normal, mundane human beings with a different degree of understanding. This has got nothing to do with the education. Please don't mix up with the higher the education, with the higher the IQ. Intelligent quotient is a function of sharpness of your intellect. So in some of my other subjects, I have described the difference between intellect and the higher state of faculties. So for want of time, I am trying to stay with this concept. Intelligent quotient is a measure of the sharpness of the intellect, the ability to rationalize things. So having said that, there was a belief earlier that if a person is academically very highly performing, who has got a high level of IQ, he may be able to shape up into a leader, because that's the reason that our academic educations are driving the mark culture, that everybody is chasing the marks and think that higher the marks they get, they will be able to become the future leaders in the organization. Unfortunately, that is not the reality. Data doesn't show that the people with rank holders are really able to lead organizations. On the other hand, it shows that majority of the people who are really leading organizations are not really rank holders. They are very mediocre in terms of their academic performance. So, having said that, the IQ is not really deciding your leadership capabilities. Then what else is that? After 1950 or 1960, people slowly recognize that human beings' competency not only lies in the IQ, it is their ability to manage their own emotions and able to get along with the rest of the people. So, the earliest concept of emotional quotient came into existence, which is a different dimension to the sharpness of intellect. Going forward, we are going to discuss about this in greater detail. That means some people are able to negotiate life situation in more stable manner. Some people are not. So that means there is a different capability or faculty that human beings have, which is called emotional quotient. So the IQ and EQ we have seen, and moving forward is that all? No, there is something called LQ, meaning learning quotient. Now, the many people are stopping learning the moment they finish their academic education, and they have no habit of discovering, new avenues to understand. There are many things which they don't know, so they don't feel ignorant, but they feel complete. So there are certain leapfrogs who are constantly in touch with the unknown territories of life and then continuously learn. It is not merely the reading habit, but something more than that. One can absorb things even by mere observation, and then they can learn. So that is called a learning quotient. Now, going forward, it is also found that there is some more important aspects of human dimension in the context of leadership. Is called RQ, which is a relationship quotient. That means how we are able to build relationship, how we are able to maintain relationship, is a very critical and important aspect. So when we deep dive into the subject, I will try and explain what is the ingredient of RQ and then how you can sharpen it. So we have seen IQ, which is the intelligent quotient, which is showing the sharpness of learning. We have seen EQ, which is the emotional quotient by which you are able to manage your own emotions. If you can't manage your emotions, obviously you cannot manage others' emotion, you see. So that is EQ. Then we have seen LQ, which is the learning quotient. That means are you constantly trying to discover new avenues where you are ignorant. And then we saw RQ, which is the relationship quotient. Now there is something which is beyond all this, which is SQ, right? SQ stands for spiritual quotient. Now what do you mean by spiritual quotient? Now the essence of spirituality is the beyond the scope of this subject. So I will not try and attempt on bringing that perspective here, but I just want to mention the essence of spirituality is connectedness. That means how every one of us are really connecting with the rest of the world. How do we see the rest of the creations? How do we connect with the rest of the mankind, the rest of the animals, the whole life as a mechanism that is running day in and day out. So there are many people who are not having a connectedness. They feel they are alone, and then their own self-interest becomes the most important aspect of their life. So SQ is the most important dimension for leadership. So each one of them, when you are trying to look at that, somebody is having a balanced IQ, EQ, LQ, RQ, and SQ, he becomes an integrated personality. Now, in the context of leadership, it is extremely important to understand that one cannot merely having a university degree or a gold medal can become a leader. So it requires a very well balanced, integrated personality. So I just wanted to develop this topic more in detail. As we go along, we will discuss how do we focus on every individual aspect that I have mentioned, and thereby we can groom ourselves as a successful leader. Thank you very much. Hope that this session added a few more dimension to the subject of leadership, and look forward to take you forward in this subject. Thank you very much. Take care. Stay safe and healthy. God bless you.